Okay then, divers, we are back and we have got loads to talk about in the last 48 hours. So much has happened. We've just completed the latest major order and a new one has come through, and this one is a lot easier than previously anticipated. On top of that, we've got a new progress update coming from the Arrowhead developers themselves regarding the 60-day timeline and some changes that are coming through, with a release date of the first patch update of this big change. We're going to dive on into everything today so you guys are fully updated. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And check out our sponsor, GamerSubs, the company that specializes in energy and nutrition products for gamers. Their products are completely sugar-free, low-calorie, and keto-friendly and come with a variety of flavors. And if you use code CloudPlays right now, you'll get free international shipping for the next week. This is an absolute no-brainer, and if you've been seeing these guys around and attempted to use them, but don't live in the United States, now is the time to get in your order. So head down to the link in the description and use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's see what it is that's happening inside of the game right now. So starting off, the most recent major order has now been completed, and the status came up stating this: the Terminid outbreak from the Gloom has been contained, with damages and lost territory minimalized. The bugs wrought massive devastation across the Jinzi sector, forcing many families to flee from their homes. But the swift actions of the Helldivers prevented the loss of territory and protected the investments of the Ministry of Expansion. Now, what is it that we're going to be doing next? This one, as we move over towards the automaton sector, is going to be a big one. We have got 5 days and 17 hours to hold one place and make 6 defenses. The statement right here for the major order states that the automatons have launched another brazen expansion in an attempt to steal more territory from hardworking Super-Earth citizens. Intercepted communications indicate the latest incursion is targeting a large repository of titanium on Imber, possibly for use in construction of some kind of enhanced strike force. Now, the automatons' recent expansionist efforts have been constrained by the might of the Helldivers. Now, they are clearly attempting to increase their warfare capabilities in the efforts to capitalize on the threat posed by the Gloom. The Helldivers must stop them. Like I stated, we've got to hold Imber and defend against 6 attacks from the automatons. It feels like they definitely took note on the most recent one that we had, which was to hold, I think, 3 planets and at the same time be able to kill off 500 million automatons. Naturally, we lost that one, so this one was always bound to be a lot easier, as they're starting to figure out now that we don't like the automaton sector as much as we do on the Terminid side. Now, what is it they're saying with regards to the 60-day timeline? The progress update has been issued as of yesterday, and the statement is quite interesting, but at the same time, not too sure this is exactly what we were asking for. We'll take a look at exactly what it is that they were stating, but the opening statement for it says here: it's been a couple of weeks since we committed to our 60-day plan. Our team has been hard at work refining the gameplay experience, addressing your concerns by doing in-depth reviews and adjustment of various systems, from weapon balancing and enemy behavior to the overall game mechanics. We are fully committed to ensuring Helldivers 2 meets the high standards we all expect. We see the Steam reviews and hear you loud and clear. We're excited to share more details about our upcoming update, which will include significant changes aimed at refining and improving your experience in Helldivers 2. This includes around 4 pointers to be precise, but apparently there is more to come within the update. The first one right here is that they are reworking armor penetration, anti-tank weapons, and enemy armor and health values. As a key part of the rework, we have done an initial balancing pass on over 30 weapons and stratagems, which overall is actually quite interesting. 30 weapons and stratagems is definitely a lot, and primarily around majority of them. When we take a look at the second one though, it states right here: we are overhauling a number of different enemies to make them feel more rewarding to kill when you use the proper tools to handle them, but ensure they still feel formidable. Enemy bots, including Hulks, will have lower armor, and the number of rockets fired by enemies like the Devastators and gunships will be limited, making combat more balanced. The armor values are particularly tough. Bug enemies like the Charger, Impaler, and Biotitan will also be reduced. Weapons such as the autocannon, heavy machine gun, and anti-material rifle will be more effective, providing greater loadout versatility. We are also working towards additional improvements for the flamethrower weapons. We're taking this opportunity to consider new player fancies and design goals for these weapons and stratagems based on the feedback we've received and the trends we're observing during gameplay. Now, this update is actually going to be going live on September 17th, but apparently there are more details attached to it. They go on to state here that they value our feedback and are always looking for ways to improve our community engagement. Stay tuned for more updates in the coming weeks as we work together to make Helldivers 2 the best it can be. We'll be back on the 17th of September with more details. Now, there are some frequently asked questions and we'll get into that in just a moment, but it is nice to see that they're listening to somewhat what the actual issue is here. They've got a load of balance changes to over 30 weapons and stratagems, which is huge, including things such as the flamethrowers and the autocannon, which apparently people aren't overly fond of the autocannon changes. We're not too sure what they are yet, so I don't know how people are getting upset about it, but they do seem to be making the enemies a little bit easier to take out and making them a lot less dangerous by limiting a lot of their bullet usage. So as an overall, it's not a bad update to see. Hopefully this one goes the way that we want it to go, but what is it that we want to see with balancing pass and what does it entail? How are we conducting it? Now, the design team led by Chief Creative Officer Johan analyzes player feedback, internal and external playtests, gameplay data, and the original design goals for each weapon and stratagem. This process allows us to identify discrepancies such as weapons that are underperforming or overperforming and make precise adjustments. The goal is to ensure that each weapon and stratagem feels powerful, responsive, and fun to use, while also fitting into the broader gameplay ecosystem. So as an overall, he's looking at a bunch of numbers and stuff on the screen and seeing if it matches what it is that you guys have been complaining about for the last few weeks, because boy oh boy, you guys have definitely been complaining quite heavily. On top of that, we've obviously got the beta testing and wanting to see a lot of stuff going up. The beta testing in particular right here is mentioned. We've conducted closed beta tests for the last 2 weeks. We're starting small to ensure everything runs smoothly before expanding. They have been tested for the program and we intend to expand it in the future and invite a wider variety of testers to playtest our upcoming updates. It will take some time to get the infrastructure sorted, but the intent is that these tests will find the issues and missteps before we release them to the player base at large, providing a better experience for all players. For me personally, they should have been doing this way before this point. The game's been issued out around 6-7 months now, and it should have never really got to this stage. Right now we've got around 20,000 players playing on just Steam alone, and we're looking at maybe about 40,000 players totaled across all platforms within a 24-hour standing period. That could have been a lot higher had they have done this way at the start, but nonetheless, we'll see how that one pans out. This post right here, though, managed to get 6,000 upvotes, as apparently people aren't overly happy with the autocannon buff. It states right here that they're buffing the autocannon is going to be too powerful and OP, and people are saying then just don't pick it. I feel like the gaming community is becoming a lot harder to please, mainly with situations like this. Everything has been nerfed into the ground and wasn't strong enough. The gaming community wasn't happy. The autocannon's now being buffed. It's going to be too powerful and too overpowered. The gaming community isn't happy. I'm really not too sure at this point what it is that you guys want when it comes to the balance changes and how it is that you guys want it to be implemented, but they're trying to give you that power fantasy you've been begging for and complaining about quite highly towards the development team on all socials. It seems like they definitely are doing that, so let's see what it is that they've got coming September 17th. Now, as far as the latest video and the comments attached to it, they all seem to be pretty much the same. So we're going to use the top comment right here as the main overall subjective to it. It states that the Illuminate thing is intentional, a form of marketing without breaking character. They want to keep the game alive so that they can make these sorts of things so people talk about them. I doubt it means that the Illuminate are coming. It's just Arrowhead saying, hey, we exist, don't forget us. Now, what is it they're talking about exactly? In the last video, if you guys want to check it out, link is in the description, but apparently there was a leak at a bit of a glitch that happened on the Galactic War map where the Illuminate were apparently spotted with sectors actually taken. It was only brief, but there were enough players to see it that there were numerous screenshots all over the board. Ironically, this came along just at the same time as Space Marines 2 launched, which we knew full well the Helldivers 2 community really wanted to get involved in, and you guys have definitely done so. With a early access just recently, it's managed to succumb become around 150,000 players, of which a lot of you guys are from the Helldivers community. I know that because we've been streaming it for the last few days. Again, link in the description if you want to check that out. But nonetheless, we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen over the next few weeks and what exactly it is that happens after the 17th. It is quite a way away at this point, with around 10-11 days time before we actually see any changes. Is the game going to survive that long? You guys let me know. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate your faces. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.